Who gets the chip, Spurs or Knicks? This is an interesting group. Max Kellerman, shout out to Max. Gilbert Arenas, shout out to Gilbert. Rich Paul, shout out to Rich Paul. What y'all talking about?
The same.
Right.
They're just not, right? Scottie Pippen rings, those 6, they're not the same as Michael Jordan's.
Right.
They're not the same as LeBron James.
But they're pretty good.
But they're good. They're good. If there's some sidekick rings, if there's some sidekick rings,
I think Scotty's rings are just the same as Michael Jordan's. Why not?
Okay, this is going to hurt, but it's going to come out of my mouth because of the way my brain is wired. I am rigged to tell the real. I am rigged to tell the truth. I have probably lost friendships. I don't really lose friendships. No one comes up to me and say, I'm not your friend anymore. You just lose the connection. All of a sudden, they just don't call you. Or they don't text you. Or when you see them in line, they act like they didn't see you. That's how people act now. They ghost you in real life. But I ain't never lost a friend. They just, all of a sudden, I don't see you no more. And then, I guess when they feel good again, they be like, oh, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in forever. Yes, you did, fool. You saw me at Popeyes 2 weeks ago. You act like you didn't see me and stayed and went in the drive-thru instead of walking in. Then you saw me another week ago at the arcade. I was playing darts. Like, shut up, fool. You know you see me. This hurts. If Michael Jordan's rings are supposed to be the most respected rings we know because he was undefeated and he never went to Game 7, right? Bill Russell has more of them, but who knows how he got them? Like, they didn't even have TV back then. We don't know how he got them rings. And then it's like, all right, who else? Well, Robert Horry, man, he wasn't even the alpha, right? So, okay, so Jordan got the best rings out there. That's what everyone says. That's what everyone tells. What about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Well, he won 5 here and then 1 there, and he wasn't always the best player. Magic, Jesus. Okay. You win. You tie me down. I understand. Michael Jordan has the best rings. Most people will have to agree with that. Here's another level to it. Well, what about Scotty's? Like, Phil Jackson, none of them won without Phil Jackson. But then if you talk about Jordan's rings are the best, he didn't win 1 ring without Scottie Pippen. But Scottie wasn't the alpha. So you got to look at Scotty's rings differently. And Gilbert's right. But really, Scottie Pippen used to have to guard the hardest dude most times. Like, Jordan would guard whoever in front of him. And let's just be real, it wasn't the same work then as it is now in terms of guards. Like, who were you guarding? Anyway, but then there was always a dude on that team, and then they'd be like, Pippen, go get him. And Pippen would get him. And then that would obviously sacrifice some of his offensive game, but at the same time, he's like, not only am I sacrificing my offense for my defensive prowess, but also I ain't the number 1 option. He is, Michael Jordan. So let him go. So that's why Scottie took the back seat, because he was forced to take the back seat. Because 1, you're not Michael Jordan, who is, and then 2, I need you to go play this role. That's kind of cold, though. Just listen to what I just said. We don't respect Scottie Pippen's rings the same as Jordan, and he got the same amount.
Because he won the best player on the team.
Yeah, but he was the most impactful player on the team.
I get it.
What do you mean he wasn't?
Listen, I get it.
If you unplug Scottie Pippen off that team,
sure.
Jordan's 0 for 6.
Sure,
could be.
Who knows? But if you
take, could be.
But if you replace Scottie,
that's a headline. That's what caught me. When I saw that, I was like, ooh, if you take Pippen off the team, are they 0-6? Well, if you took Jordan off the team, are they 0-6?
But replace Scottie Pippen with another All-Star. No one does it without another All-Star.
No,
replace him with another All-Star. He's going to win more than 1.
You can replace him with another All-Star, but just because it's an All-Star don't mean it's Scottie Pippen.
No question. I'm not saying 6. I'm saying, but he's going to win some.
How many All-Stars are going to be willing to take a back seat knowing
100% of every All-Star who ever lived?
That's not true.
If you're playing with Jordan, you got no choice.
No, that's not true, because, again, this is where you got to really dive into the type of player. You're talking about just All-Star. Okay, remove that, All-Star. But you're talking about a guy that's 6'9", that plays both sides of the ball, that is 6'7", whatever. He got a 7'3" wingspan, right? He
got mad. He's like, all right, you corrected me here. Let me correct you, punk.
He can initiate the offense. The best, you had 3 guys on that team, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, that were on the all-defensive team. 3.
God dang. Whew. I'm sorry, Horace Grant, but goodness. Dog, you imagine, that's what gets left out of the conversation more than anything. Forget Phil Jackson. Forget how many rings Jordan and Scottie got and who would get one without. Yo, y'all talking about the Ravens 2000s. Y'all talking about a defense. You imagine you got the ball, you pound it up, and you look, and you see Jordan going, he's smacking the hardwood like, what's up? And then you're like, all right, I'm going to go hit the wing. No, you not. No, you not. You going right? Pippen over there. You go left? Rodman over there. Ain't nothing to do but go home, boy.
Ron Harper should have been on it too.
Ron Harper, another, and that was after Harp.
Ron Harper was as good as Michael Jordan before he hurt his knee. I remember because he played for the Clippers, and every game he had 900 points. And we were like, yo, this dude's insane. Then he got hurt.
Had the knee issue.
I don't care what anyone says. Dennis Rodman, greatest defender I've ever seen. Yeah.
No one's arguing with
Including
you with that.
Pippen.
Yeah. No. Well,
Whoa.
again,
Whoa.
so you had two guys who you can argue.
First of all, Max loves Michael Jordan to the point where he's taking now 2 shots at Scottie Pippen just because of Jordan. See how I do? See, that's what Stephen A. Smith is guilty of. He loves Michael Jordan to the point where LeBron, I'm sorry, brother, the way I prop up Mike is push you down. Come on, Max, do better.
That was the greatest defensive player you ever seen.
No question.
I'm not discrediting anything. All I'm saying is I also don't agree with you guys kind of saying what Steph rings isn't because.
Whoa. Danielson, you have found the holy grail. Of all arguments to me, what's greater than the GOAT argument, which we have tirelessly every week, every day on this show, it feels like. Everywhere you go. Who's the GOAT? Michael Jordan? LeBron? Oh, it should be Kareem. Nah, Kobe. There's a better argument out there. Who was the better player on the Warriors dynasty? Steph Curry or Kevin Durant? That's the best. Now, you know how I hate going to the barbershop. 1, because I don't need to go. But 2, y'all talk too much in there. Got to make an appointment with this dude. Give him $50. Got an app. You got an app and you're a barber? What happened? I ain't doing none of that, dog. And I ain't sitting here for 2 hours to hear you talk about your baby mama and the game tonight. I'm not. I'm cutting my own hair. I don't care if it don't look as good. At least I ain't got to come up in here and waste 5 hours. I hate the barbershop for that. Now, there's some good conversations, though. It's some good people in there. Great people. But damn, y'all need a more efficient model. That is taking too long. Y'all need to find the Tesla of barbers, like gone, gone, and then send me your podcast. I don't want to hear your baby mama stories. Anyway, did y'all notice 2 things? 1, that argument is insane, but 2, watch this, and I'm gonna help y'all out. Look at this. I am saying this with no knowledge, 0 knowledge. This is called conjecture. But I'm going to tell you this. Max Kellerman does a podcast with Rich Paul. They do it on The Ringer, right? Yep, The Ringer. Bill Simmons. Fresh, all this is fresh. They used to do it on that big old stage. They kind of brought it in, made it more intimate. All good. In the business of network TV, this is not network TV, but in the business of network TV, whenever you see this guy, who is Gilbert Arenas, who's a star. Now, this is just me telling you how the game goes. I don't know if the game is being played right here, but this is how the game goes. When you see a star in that position, you're like, why is he there? Oh, it's Gilbert Arenas. Yeah, but how many other guests have they had? I don't know. Maybe none. Maybe a few. Tell me, beat it up in the comments, how many guests they had? How many guests have they had that are as big as Gilbert Arenas that are free agents? That deal is expired. That is about to run back a new show in the basketball season. NBA players. Basketball-led players. I got big studios in my house. Gilbert Arenas' studio is way better than this studio they in right now. Gilbert Arenas' studio is way better than, let me turn around all the way so I can look at my studio and feel bad. Way better than this. Now, he got the space. He got that thing already built out. All I'm saying is Gilbert Arenas Max Kellerman and Rich Paul, if something happens, I guessed it because I know how the game goes. If nothing happens, nothing happens. He's just a guest. Just listen to me, y'all. Continue.
Just counting, Chet. That's one of the things you're doing.
It's like that's why I said I don't believe in the ring culture, because when you do the studies of it, it's really more the eye test. We can see who is the best player. We can gauge it. And I say the difference between LeBron and Jordan is when you say Jordan's name, you feel happy.
Ooh, Gilbert must have been riding with me 2 days ago. I'm riding down the street. I'm slowing down for a red light, okay? And I look to the right, and it was this dude walking with his daughter, and he had on a suit. And I was like, oh, okay. But usually you don't see a dude in a suit walking unless he's going right to church, right? Like, how far are you going to walk down the street? He was walking down the street. And I was like, ain't nothing here. Where you going to go to the gas station walking in a suit? And then he kept walking, and then finally he got to where it wasn't a car blocking him, and I saw his whole fit. You know what he had on? Some Jordans. I said, that's why the GOAT argument will never, ever go LeBron's way fully or convincingly. Because no one is wearing a suit walking down the boulevard with their daughter wearing LeBrons, even though I love the LeBrons. I think it was the 17s. Sick. Those ones that look like a sock and a little cheetah. Oh, those were insane. People are like, they all right. If Jordan put out the same, this is what they should do. Nike should have fun with people. It's like, oh, y'all want to know who the GOAT is? They put out a shoe. And then it's like, oh my God, these are the new Jordans. And everybody's like, oh my God, buy them. And then they go, Nike goes, psych, those are the LeBron 28s. And everybody's like, boo, we're going to burn them. See, y'all just don't like LeBron. Y'all like Jordan.
So back then, there was only positive things being reported on your basketball. So nobody knows.
Pre-social media.
If you basically ask anybody how many championships did Kareem lose, Magic lose, or Bird lose, they wouldn't really know, because that wasn't a thing, right?
Woo! He cooking with grease, fish grease. Fish grease, and then the next day you making French fries with it. Ooh, it tastes like fish. Man, he cooking. Hey, how many rings would Magic lose? I'm now gun ahead. Go Wiley. He won 5. I didn't ask that, Wiley. You can cock it twice. Oh no, 4. How many LeBron lose? Everybody and their mama know. 6. It's crazy.
You only knew Jerry West was losing.
Yeah, a bunch. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Because
he wasn't penalized.
Yeah, so nobody's really penalized.
They gave Jerry West an MVP when they lost.
Yeah,
gave him the
Of
logo.
finals.
They gave him a logo. So basically, when you talk about ring culture, the logo of the NBA says ring culture doesn't exist.
But
Yo, how many Jerry West will lose? 9? 8? I don't know exactly, but I know it's a lot. But they didn't care. Why they care now? I told y'all, I broke that down 2 days ago. It's the TV networks. They needed more games, more content, more catalog. The finals, NBA finals, Knicks versus Spurs, is only big because the networks forced us to say the regular season, they just played 82 games. Who cares? Give them playoffs. You know why they call it playoffs? Because they playing off the fact that they care. The networks just like need more content and raise the stakes, more content. Dare I say, make it elimination. Yeah, do or die. Sudden death. Everyone goes home except one. Yes, we got them. What we gonna call it? Playoffs. Play it off like we care, dummy. We just need more content. Max Kellerman and I had a killer segment about this. Probably killer show. We went in on this like, yo, y'all be getting caught up in this ring stuff. It is contrived.
But it depends. Like LeBron, throughout his career, and this is what drives me crazy when people are like, Steph, look at all the rings, compared to LeBron should have gotten finals MVP several years where his team lost, but he was clearly the most valuable player on either team, right? That's why they gave it to Iguodala, because it was like you couldn't give it to Steph. And all right, give it to the guy who guarded LeBron.
Yeah.
Right? That's how the other guy, Kawhi, same thing.
Yeah.
Give it to the guy who guarded LeBron. But he's clearly the best player in the series. So I don't think that counts against LeBron. Oh, he only has this many rings.
It does, though. Even though Max is dead on. However, that's why we have records, because we forget those minor details over time. That's why it's so important to just win, and just win, baby, as the slogan goes, because over time, no one remembers how. No one remembers all those details, and if they do, they're few and far between. It happened yesterday. Somebody was like, I saw a game. Oh, yeah, we won our flag football games yesterday, 2 of them. But I saw another game, and the guy was like, oh, man, y'all barely won. Y'all lucky. And then I was looking at the other team, how they were going to accept that. And they were like, well, it counts. And that's how you're supposed to think, because guess what? Years later, they're going to be like, did y'all win that? Yeah, we won. No one going to be talking about, we barely won, and then the referee. That's for all the devilish detailers. Right here, Max is dead on. But you need it just to count. This is what happens in the NFL. Oh, Marcellus, yeah, we're looking to give you a new deal. Okay. How many sacks you have last year? If I say anything with 2 numbers, double digit, I'm getting paid. I say 10. And they said, good. Here's your $100 million. If I say any number less than that, it's going to be less, a lot less. But the point of it is they don't ask you. So was one of those sacks when Tom Brady fumbled the snap and you just touched his shoulder pad with your pinky? They don't care. They don't even remember. They don't know. Good job, Danielson.
It's the memory. What it's the memory that everyone has of MJ. No matter what you're gonna say about MJ, when you think of MJ, you just think of winning. You think of just the culture. You think of basketball. It's just a good time. But it's also the
truth of the matter, Gil. I think people, that's all true.
It's just a good time.
But they use that to take credit away. Like, that is true. If you're around pre-social media, you got a big advantage in terms of in terms of the endorphins that pump in people's heads, right? Like when you, but then also when you peel away the layers and you look at the quality of Prime, he's by himself. In the quality of Prime, the closest guy to me was.
Oh, what an edit. You got to go to the ringer for that. The closest guy was, he looking at Rich like he about to say LeBron, but I don't think so. Closest Prime? Probably Kobe. Do I got a white hair in my nose? Yeah, I do. Ow! Let me stop. Ow! Let's go. All right, well, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about that. The Drew Show got another super chat. I love it. Gilbert Arenas is at the neighbor's house because Underdog Daddy kicked him out of the house. Facts. Domestic situation. Drew Show, I don't know what you do for a living, but it's a lot of relationship conversations in all your sports takes. I get it. Like Colin Cowherd always has business takes. Here's the thing. Gilbert Arenas is not in the neighbor's house unless the neighbor is a billionaire. Like, you know how much money Gilbert Arenas is about to make and how much he already did make? I ain't talking about Agent Zero. I ain't talking about all that NBA money. I'm talking about this media money. Oh, if you think Gilbert's in a bad position, you ain't been paying attention, my brother. That dude, why you think he on that set right now? It could be a test. They call them testers. So I used to be, back in the days when First Takes first started. First Take, not Cold Pizza, if y'all know the whole history. So Cold Pizza was a show I used to go on. And then they were creating First Take off of Cold Pizza segments with Skip Bayless. And then that turned into Stephen A. Smith, right? Well, I'm at ESPN at that time. And then Sports Nation started. That's Colin Cowherd. That's Michelle Beadle. Well, all those shows, I used to be behind the scenes, off camera, but they filming it inside studios to see how the show's going to be. So that was a private way of testing out a show. And they knew it wasn't for me, and I knew it wasn't for me. But as I'm climbing the ladder, oh, yeah, Jamie Horowitz, oh, yeah, let's go do it. Let's do it. Simple as that. Charlie Dixon, let's do it. These are real names. Y'all know who they are. Big time, right? So I'm doing all that. Publicly, though, when they wanted you to be on the show, they'll just throw you on the show, and you'd be like, wow, what Marcellus doing on NBA Countdown? You're like, I don't know. Then next thing you know, Marcellus Wiley on the NBA Countdown, finally announced. You're like, oh, I did see him on there 2 months. See what I'm saying? That happens. And sometimes it doesn't happen, but that's the point. Become a gym member with Project Transition. As a giver every month, small gifts have a big impact in creating real change. Not only will you transform lives, you'll also win and unlock once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Join me, Marcellus Wiley, in making a real impact through Project Transition, a global giving community dedicated to uplifting underserved youth with mentorship, education, and access to real opportunities. Your donation doesn't just enter you to win unforgettable prizes and exclusive experiences with myself and other gym members. It fuels our mission to empower the next generation of leaders, dreamers, and game changers. From after-school programs, life skills camps, and career development, every dollar helps unlock potential where it's needed most and where every person makes a world of difference. Give back, win big, be the difference, be greater than your greatest excuse. Support Project Transition today. Become a gym member and help turn obstacles into opportunities. Oh, that wasn't enough? Y'all want some more? Well, check out the link in my bio, Hydration Situation Live. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. I'm glad he said that. No one chooses football. Football chooses you. It's so crazy people still stuck in Patrick Mahomes in the offense. I'm like, do you see these numbers? This is Marcellus Wiley on the rocks.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I think the verse.
Time to hydrate. Hydration situation. So